I think I need to bring him with me.
More often.
I think I need to bring him on the road.
More often.
More often?
Yeah.
My truck would be clean all the time with you, huh, Dan?
Mhm.
You should come on the road with me. You want to take a road trip?
Yeah. I just keep loving to do this. Now, where's the trash bag?
I threw those out, so we can use these now.
It doesn't.
It's just a grocery bag. You can just put it in there and then we'll throw it out when we're done. Never mind the fact that he's standing on my bed, but the boy is an awesome helper. What's up, kids? Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
You like riding in the truck?
Yeah.
It's the only thing that makes you put the iPad down, isn't it? Let's see, Dan. What's that sound? Listen.
Turbo whistle.
Turbo whistle?
Yeah.
You like it?
It makes us go really fast.
It does. You like the sound of that whistle? Want to hear it again?
No.
No? Why?
Because it makes us go so fast.
Oh, okay. What's happening, my YouTube friends and family? Hope everyone's doing well. I just getting back in the seat, man. I been on hiatus. I also been neglecting my YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch of questions to be answered. Truthfully, my last run, my truck had an air charge cooler leak, and I could hear it hissing. So after we took it all apart, yeah, there was a big old hole in it. There was also a chip in the grill, and my AC, I think it's the condenser that sits in the front of the truck. Yeah, because the exchanger's in the cab. Anyway, so I got lucky that was all it took out and not the radiator as well. So I had a hole in it, a hole in the AC unit, which was kind of irrelevant because my AC compressor had seized up a while earlier anyways. So we replaced that. We replaced the air charge cooler. I was having an issue with the solenoid on my starter. There's a guy local to where I live that rebuilds them, so I didn't have to buy a whole new starter. He went through it, freshened it up, put new brushes in it, did the solenoid over. What else did we do? The pump that circulates air and a filtration system through the, what's it called? The crankcase ventilation filter is what they call it. We replaced that pump. It sat so long, the batteries went dead. We discovered 2 of them were weak anyways, so I did all 4. Why mess around? The truck was needing brakes anyway. We had one wheel seal that wasn't really leaking. It was more of a weep. My shoes weren't contaminated with fluid, but the axle tube was wet. So we went ahead and did all 4 seals, all 4 drums, all 4 sets of shoes. I have another truck in El Paso that I'm getting ready to put over the road. And since it's been sitting in mothballs for a year, I'm going to switch out of this truck and jump into that one and let a new hire driver, or maybe even a returning driver, jump in this one. This one's pretty solid, even though I just laid out a laundry list of stuff we did. She's a runner. She'll make money. And so I don't want my new driver to have frustration or struggle with it or anything like that. So I booked myself a load heading north instead of east, primarily because I want to be home for next weekend. Those of you that have never been over the road, you miss out on a lot of family time. The oil field operation wasn't so bad. I was gone a week, home a week, gone a week, home a week. Sometimes I'd stay out 2 weeks so I could be home on the weekend that I wanted to be home on. But this over the road thing's a little different. You know, when you chase the better rate, it kind of, the best rates are in the Northeast. And so what happens is you take a load from Southern California, let's say to Pennsylvania, Jersey, something like that. And then you spend a few days chasing the higher paying loads, you know, 300 to 500 mile loads that pay, you know, $3 to $5 a mile. That's what you're after. And so then I end up, you know, piggybacking a few loads to come back home. Well, by the time you do that, it's been 2.5, 3 weeks. So I went ahead and took some time out, spent some time with the family. I did take off to El Paso and work on the other truck I got sitting out there. We're getting ready. In the end, this one's not 100% yet. I still got to get my, I have a short somewhere for my air conditioner, even though I got everything in there. And if you jump start it, if you will, in other words, you put direct current to the AC compressor, it'll kick on, the air gets cold, it functions, but there's a short somewhere. Anyway, so just wanted to catch up and, you know, wish everyone good health and everything else. I grabbed a load through Uber Freight. It's a load for Frito-Lay. The paperwork says my total truckload, it's a full truckload, but the weight's going to be like 9,000 pounds. I'm heading up to Washington State, which means I won't need my air conditioner anyways. That was kind of by design. Then I just got to work my way back down and hopefully be home for the weekend. That's kind of the goal. While the truck was in the shop, I brought my son out. He, you know, he and I are kind of tight. He's definitely a daddy's boy. And so, you know, we came out to the shop. The shop where I get my truck worked on is a buddy of mine, very knowledgeable guy. You know, my kid calls him Uncle Gil. And, you know, he lets me bring the boy over. And, you know, he cleaned out the back of the sleeper pretty good. He scrubbed all the walls. We emptied everything out of the shelves. He wiped and disinfected all that. We emptied out my cooler, cleaned all it out. The boy did a really good job. I'll see if I can't insert a couple clips. There was one of him riding in the truck with me, and he kind of got a kick out of the turbo whistle. But we were empty, and so the truck accelerated really, really hard, and you know, it kind of freaked him out a little bit because I asked him if he wanted to do it again. He said no. Anyways, I'll try and jump on some load boards here later on. Just reading the reviews, Frito-Lay can take a little bit to get you loaded. Right now I'm getting the truck washed. It's a food grade load. And I've kind of learned, guys, that when they want food grade, everyone's got their own idea of food grade. Some people walk in and as long as there's no debris, that's good. Other people walk in with a flashlight and they're looking for anything that makes a reflection. That was what I got from a place in Pennsylvania once. Other places literally take like a white towel and wipe it on the wall of your trailer, and if dust comes off, they reject. And so instead of dealing with all that, for $30-$35 you can get a washout. I'm at a place in what is this? It's by Rancho Cucamonga, right off the freeway. In fact, you can see it as you're passing by. I pulled up, and when I started looking at their prices, the truck's getting truck trailer scrubbed with the spray-on wax, towel dry, Armor All. They scrub the stainless and the aluminum, not a polish, but they scrub it so it looks much cleaner. The washout included, Armor All and everything, and it's like $130. Can't beat that. If I take just the truck and get the same wash at a Blue Beacon, it's about $130, not including the trailer. And so, and they're actually scrubbing it. I mean, they scrub truck, scrub trailer, spray it all down. I'm a little bit early for my pickup. My appointment's not till 10 a.m. I got out here a couple hours early, so I figured I got time to burn. I won't get rejected for the trailer being dirty because of the washout. And it's, you know, it's a small insurance to pay. You know, then there's that belief, if your truck's clean rolling down the highway, you're less likely to get picked on by DOT. That's kind of a toss-up, but you know, the pride behind the wheel definitely is a factor. So I booked myself a little load, Uber Freight. The nice thing about Uber is if you follow their protocol, kind of like Amazon, you know, you check in, you tell, you know, with the application, you tell them when you're en route, you check in on arrival, you check in when you're loaded. If you follow all that protocol and you upload your proof of delivery within 24 hours of delivery, within 48 hours, they direct deposit the money to your account. So there's no real need to factor those loads. It saves you a little bit of money there as well. Uber's a good, it's a good board. I would use Uber more than I would DAT or Truck Stop or anything like that. I find some excellent loads on Uber. Anyway, and I'm still using my dispatch service, don't get me wrong. That's part of what they do. They set up your company on all these different load boards that they're partnering with. And that does in some ways help, because when they're negotiable, you know, my dispatch service will call them and say, hey, you know, can we get X amount? In this particular case, I booked this load late last night because I didn't finish with the truck till late last night. And instead of calling Gabriel on a Saturday night, hey bro, book me a load, you know, I didn't want to bug him, family time, you know? So I just used the application, set it up. There were some decent Amazon options, but I needed to have booked them on Friday. I want to say there was a $1,500 load heading to Vegas. There was like 16 and change heading to Phoenix. There was an $1,100 load for a round trip. I want to say it went to Vegas and back. Obviously not as well paid as a one-way, but it would have been, you know, typical haul an empty out and bring a loaded back, or vice versa. And you know, we all know their empties are, their full trailers are almost like empties. You know, but for my blood, a little bit on the cheap side. I think we're getting a little over $4,200 for Washington State. It's 1,000 miles exactly from Rancho Cucamonga, and it's like 8,000 or 9,000 pounds. They're chips. So I'm hauling mostly air, and not a bad gig, not a bad load. Once I'm up there, you know, my dispatch service will book me something back. There have been some changes, and it's gotten like a whole lot of comments on the different Facebook groups regarding Amazon. They changed their payment structure. Cody, I'm forgetting his last name. My videos aren't scripted, but there's a guy that hauls box trucks, Cody, it'll come to me as soon as the video's over. Anyways, he posted a few weeks ago that they changed the structure. It used to be like $130 as a base, and then plus $40 an hour to do the loads. That's when you have dedicated routes. And you know, he posted that there was no longer the 140 as a base. Now it's just straight 40 an hour. And you know, he's pulling his trucks out, according to him, and other people are complaining about it, feeling like they're being wronged. I've been saying it all the while, guys. The box truck thing with Amazon should not be your business plan. If you're going to do Amazon with box truck or with any type of truck, it needs to be a backup. It needs to be a part of your business plan, but not sole. So the people that went out and bought a box truck, maybe 2 or 3, and you know, they were used to making whatever they were making, $400 or $500 a day. If you got 3 of them, let's just say it's $1,500 to $2,000 a day, and all of a sudden that's going away. You have to consider the Amazon model is they want their own vans to make those deliveries, the last mile. I read another article where Amazon just added several hundred of those vans for last mile delivery in Pennsylvania. So your 26-foot box truck market in Pennsylvania is drying up because they're going to deliver them with those vans. And the ultimate goal is to do this, you know, across the board, across the country. They want those little bluish gray vans running everywhere. And if you're going to buy box trucks to start your trucking business, I'm not saying don't do Amazon, because the upside with Amazon is the day you go active with them, they'll start giving you work. And that's cool, because some brokers won't give you that opportunity. So you can get work right away. And then as your authority ages, you can break off and chase other brokers, right? Other work. And that's ultimately that's the long game. You want to get in with other brokers and maybe use Amazon to fill gaps. But I wouldn't make my whole business model based on them. That's just my own personal belief. But anyways, yeah, I've been away for a little bit. You know, it's not that I don't love my YouTube subscribers, anything like that. Had to get the truck back together. Took a road trip to El Paso to work on the truck. Spent time with family. Actually got not necessarily a date night, but I got a night where, you know, the wife and I didn't have kids. They went and spent time with an aunt and grandmother. They went, stayed at another house, so that was alone time for the wife and I. You know, we actually got to go out and have a meal on our own. We went and took one of the other vehicles out to get washed, and when we dropped it off, it was more of a detail. You know, we went, walked old downtown, and, you know, had a nice meal, and, you know, it was good for us to have that kind of time too, because we haven't in a while. Like I said, I brought my boy out to the shop. I'll drop a little clip in the end here, him riding in the truck and him helping clean up. He's definitely a little trooper. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching. I will, if my load time is going to be long here at Frito-Lay, I'll try and do a little load board review, see what's available for Monday. If not, I'll do something when I get stopped later on tonight when I run out of hours, probably somewhere in Northern California. Might even make Oregon, I don't know. California's tough. It's tough with the 55-mile-an-hour limit. You know, it takes you all day to go 500 miles in this state. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, guys.